Awesome, awesome. I just want to be sure because I know this first day that we get started, people that haven't done Zoom, don't, they always wait till the last minute and it's like, oh dear, I need an update or something needs to happen. And so then it's like, whoop. So those of you that made it, I'm super excited to have you. And I know more are going to be joining us. I think we had about 15 or 17 that joined this time. And so I'm super excited. It's been a minute. So I don't know if you guys put in the chat below, but where you're tuning in from today, that'd be super awesome. If you're on Facebook, if you're on the Zoom this morning, welcome and go ahead and put that in the chat today. Just super glad to have you. Um, and then, I want to start off by saying some of you guys have been with me since January, and I just want to say thank you for trusting the process of becoming your best self. And, we know that this is a journey and there's never an end to our journey of becoming. And so we just know that that place is not perfection. It's just the process. And so if we can love ourselves through that process. So this morning, I want us to breathe in grace for whatever has happened, whatever roller coaster you might have gotten on, or maybe you didn't, or whatever life threw at you. I just wanted you to breathe in grace this morning and give yourself that peace of knowing that what, it's progress over perfection, and we're all becoming, and we're in this together. So super excited for this week, and you know one of the things I would love for you guys to put in the chat below is yesterday I sent out the outline of, how are we getting ready for this week? So if you have chosen one of the 7 areas of health and and being spirituality, health, fitness, finances, relationships, career, wellness, one of those areas, or maybe it's a couple. I mean, some of you guys that have been at it a while, your habits, and that you can take on more than one thing, but sometimes people are just in this place, especially after summer. Let's just think about the one thing. So if you have chosen your one thing, put it in the chat. If you have not, and that's okay, you can wait as you're thinking through today, thinking through this short conversation that we're going to have this morning. But I just want to encourage you to know that it's not about taking on a million things at one time. Here's what I know is that what we do in one area, ladies, guess what happens in all the other areas, or gentlemen, whoever else gets on to. I mean, we know that if we start small in one area, and that it will carry over into other areas of our life. So Jolene says, I'm choosing fitness as my focus for the week's challenge. Health is Nan, and that includes fitness. Well, yes, Nan, that's great. I'm excited for you. Excited to hear what others do. And I know that put in the chat below if summer was, your wins from the summer. Like, how was your summer? We can often feel like failure after summer because it just kind of, it encompasses us, and we're like having a great time and life is great. And then all of a sudden there's this reality check, September, and all of us have been in school before, right? There's something about the 1st of September that says, hey, I need to get back into structure. I need a schedule. We've been feral all summer and now we need to get our poop in a group. And so that's why I wanted to do this challenge, because I'm assuming that many of you are like me. So say me if you're like me. Yes, I've been feral. I'm a little bit of a hot mess right now, and I need to get my poop in a group. And again, not right or wrong. There's no judgment here, right? We're giving ourselves grace in that we are living our best life, right? And if we were constantly getting after ourselves for maybe that perfectionist status that we put over our head, that's what keeps us stuck, right? Is when we're constantly thinking about, holy cow, I messed up again. I had, all these things I was going to do. I was supposed to be organized. I was supposed to do better. All that does is self-sabotage us and keeps us stuck in those spaces. But if we look at ourselves and go, you know what? It just happened. And yep, chaotic summer. Yep, me too, Bree. And I'm so excited you're on here this morning, Bree. Welcome. Because me too. And after 8 years of working on this becoming process, what I realized is that when I look back though, and do it with me, ladies, let's just breathe in, look back and think about, yes, I might have been a little bit feral this summer, but look about how much better you were than maybe last year. Yeah, I see Maria nodding. I see Nan nodding, right? We know that we're making progress. And it's progress over perfection. We don't need to beat ourselves up for those things that maybe overtook us this year. So I wanted to start with Grace this morning, and Jolene says, I'm ready for more of a schedule. Yes, me too. And and partially I how about you guys raise your hand or put me or say together community if you like to do it with people. You don't like to feel alone. It feels a lot better when you're with people, going on the same journey. And that's me too. The reason I got out of bed this morning on time, I worked out, I read my Bible, I prayed, everything is so I could be present with you this morning. Makes me emotional because I love community and I love you guys and I love those people that show up for themselves in this world. And I really want to pour into you this week, and hopefully, you know what my intention I wrote out in my journal this morning, my intention for you this week is this: you to leave here with hope that you can keep going and know that you're not in this alone, and that you do not have to be perfect, that you can do this, but you want this community. So, my intention for you is to have hope that you can keep going. And the last one was action steps. So, today, let's go ahead and get started. Um, I just want to make sure. Guess what Tereesa has learned to do, you guys? This is new for me. So give me some kudos here. Um, I have created some structure already. Okay. So I have it out on paper just so you know, so that I stay on track this morning and you get all the goods. So that's the thing. So put workbook in the comments below. If you have downloaded the workbooks, I have a new VA, a virtual assistant that has been helping me, and she and I had some communication gaps, and I totally adore her and love her and I'm super appreciative for her. But I hope everybody got everything. So just let me know if you didn't get your workbooks. Okay. Um, and yay. And they're not fancy. What I did this time is there's not a lot of color because I know that takes a lot of printer ink. So I just really wanted to keep it simple, something that you felt like you could actually do this week. So for me, simple is always better. So that's it. So one of the things about when we step into change, or we step into, and here's the word I don't want you to think about. I don't want you to use the word start over. Okay. I want you to wash the slate clean and realize that where you're starting now is where you're starting. And that whatever has happened is has been a gift to you, but you can release it. We don't need to carry on that because maybe the habits were great, but however way they happened, maybe that's what threw you off your path. And knowing that where you're starting now, just incorporating what you're learning now is going to help you to continue on in the progress. One of the things that I found out about people as a health coach. So, how many of you have lost weight? Put me, or I've lost weight. Okay. How many of you gained weight back? Mm-hmm. Right? And it can feel a little daunting when you have to start over. Okay? Starting over is is really kind of, in my opinion, a negative. How about we think about starting now? And when I think about that, when I start now, I want to take stock in what my current reality is. Where am I now? Okay? I don't want to take on that past of, oh, I gained the weight back, or I fell back again, we're back in debt. Oh my gosh, I haven't opened my Bible in 6 months. Um, you know, I man, my marriage is in the toilet again. My relationships aren't going great, right? How does that sound in our brain? How does that cycle of that negativity feel? How does that resonate, ladies? If when you feel that, when you hear that, I mean, for me, it's like, man, it's then I don't even want to get out of bed in the morning because I just feel all that, right? So let's think about this. Yeah. Um, I quit smoking 5 months ago, decided to give myself some leeway. Oh no. If you're like me, it's like the chips. You can't have just one, man. I don't know about you. Nobody might not. Yes, yes. But you know what? We can get up and start today. Self-sabotage dialogue is a slippery slope. Amen. Yep. Yes. And so here's what I want us to think about is today is let's start with that clear slate. Let's check in with our current reality. Where are we at today? Whatever of the 7 areas. So this is our action steps for this week. This is super important for our clarity because today we want create clarity creates calm, right? When we know we've made the decision, we know what we're going to do, we have that calming feeling, right? And so what we're going to do this week is it's like we're going to make that decision. What is the area? And so for some of you, again, if it's that journey, you've been here a while, maybe it's a couple of things, um, that you're going to focus on. So today we're going to focus on what is that one thing and what are we going to do with that this week? So what we want to do is knowing, okay, if I'm going to work on my health. So we had health and fitness here. So we're just going to use that as example. Okay. So if I am thinking about health, what we're going to think about is the 3 top things today that we can do in our health. And what can we actually do this week that we're willing to commit to? Because a lot of times what happens is, oh, yeah, I'm going to do health. Heck yeah. And I'm going to do a meal plan. I'm going to work out. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to clean my pantry. I'm going to do, I'm going to walk 30 minutes. I'm going to cycle 30 minutes. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I can't even start. Because where am I going to put that in my day? I mean, I can't hardly even do it now. How in the heck am I supposed to figure out how to do all of that in a day? Right? If I'm not doing it now, what makes me think that all of a sudden I'm going to be able to upkeep that? And that's the problem with so many people is that it's an all or nothing. Put all or nothing. If you're that person and you understand what I'm saying and you're like, yep, that's me. I usually go on it like I'm killing snakes. Heck yeah. And then within by day 3, you're like, crap. I'm tired. Can't do it. Okay. So here's what I want you guys to think about. If I'm thinking about health, is it drink more water? Can I just drink more water? And do I have an exact amount that I'm going to drink? That's the other thing. You want to make sure so that you can measure your wins. So it's like, if I'm going to drink more water, I'm going to drink 64 ounces today. I'm going to measure it out. I'm going to put it on the counter. I'm going to make sure I drink 64 ounces of water. Boom. How easy is that? Most of us will go, I'm going to drink more water. Well, what the heck? How do I measure that? How do I measure the win in that? Okay. So when you're setting yourself up for this week, you need to have measurable goals. So the 3 things that you're going to do need to be measurable. Okay. Is it going to be, I'm going to prep my lunches this week? And when I say prep my lunches, it is what is going to be in my lunches? Am I going to eat salad and chicken or, what I like to do is I like to measure my protein and my vegetables so that I know. So it's a measurable, right? Because again, when we know, we know. When we don't make the decision and we don't put parameters, we can easily self-sabotage ourselves into saying, "Oh, it was an all or nothing." Does that make sense? Yes or no? Do you need more insight in that? Make sense? Okay. I have a couple of you on here that I can actually see. So I love having people on here that can help me walk through this because sometimes I just get to talking. And then maybe, okay, I'm going to walk. Well, how many minutes are you going to walk? And what time of the day are you going to walk? Because here's the thing, if I just say I'm going to walk and I'm already a feral, off schedule child, adult child that can't get my poop in a group, I need to know a schedule. Is it going to be first thing in the morning? Is it going to be at noon? Is it going to be at 5? And how many minutes am I going to do it? Again, measurable wins. I was coaching our interns this last 12 weeks. We've had them here at the ranch for 12 weeks. And helping teenagers figure out measurable wins. This perfectionist, you guys, I mean, it is daunting and it causes anxiety and depression. And I'm going to tell you, it is what's the word when it's across the US? I mean, all of our children have this problem of perfectionism because they don't know how to measure whether they're doing well or not. And so, what I'm coaching you to do, ladies, this morning, and gentlemen that are out there, is find ways to make it measurable. Otherwise, you will sabotage yourself because you will go into that negative thinking. It's all or nothing. And here's the thing, you can do 50 things right in one day. You do one thing wrong. What do you focus on? The negative. Exactly. So if we flip that switch and we figure out how to measure, so that when, yes, I drank 64 ounces of water today. Boom. Yes, I prepped my lunches today. I had, 30 grams of protein and 2.5 cups of vegetables. That's measurable. Yes, I walked today for 15 minutes at 7 a.m. You see what I'm saying? Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can apply this in anything. Let me give another example because I know fitness and health is easier. Let's think about relationships, okay? How would I make a measurable win with relationships? Here's the thing. My marriages might be struggling. My relationship with someone in my world might be struggling. Maybe it's my child. I remember a lot of years with my kids, I felt like just because I was an at-home mom, I felt like I was with them all the time, but I didn't actually have quality time. So here's a measurable. I want to work on my relationship with my children. Okay, I'm going to spend 15 minutes one to one, either on a walk, just sitting down, visiting with them in the living room, something. 15 scheduled minutes, and maybe it's 3 times a week. You want to be careful with your kids, and maybe it's only 5 minutes. Because if you haven't done this, your kids are like, Mom, you're in my grill, right? 15 minutes is a long time. So maybe it's 5. Start small somewhere, but build in quality time that you can measure. Okay. And maybe it's like, and we're going to do one fun activity together. So ask them, hey, what's one activity you would like to do with me this week? Let's put it on the calendar. Measurable. Another way is, I was thinking of one more way with your relationship with your kids. Oh, here's one. Have a quality conversation. One quality conversation with your kids this week. And what I would love for you to do is before you do that, is write down what your intention from that conversation would be. Because maybe they're struggling in school. Maybe you're struggling with your relationship with them. Maybe they are having a hard time making friends. Maybe they're having a hard time fitting in. So you intentionally create a conversation that you are going to have with your kid. You journal about it. And this can go alongside with a spouse. This can go alongside with a friend. All the things that I'm just sharing about a relationship can be the same. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter. So that's just another way to think about how do I do 3 measurable things this week to make this relationship better? Okay. So I would just encourage us to shut out the noise and stop thinking about if I don't do all the things, I'm not winning. And this week, think about the top 3 things that you can do each day. And maybe you're going to work on different areas throughout the week and you can do several if you have that capacity. If you don't, this is really simple, just these 3 things. And then one of the things I know is that when you have this clarity, you will be able to do other things. Okay. But it can also be one of those things, the all or nothing attitude, in that we won't feel like we're moving forward if we're not working on at least 3 to 5 things. That was Tereesa for many, many years. And what I can say to you is what you focus on grows. And when you put 80% of your energy into making something positive or making a change, the likelihood of it actually changing is so much more likely. Okay. What happens is we usually take whatever we have left over into what we really want to work on instead of putting the majority of our energy into what we really want to work on. We usually put the leftover, and that's why it never changes. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. Okay. So, um, if you haven't got some clarity now about what you want to work on, so I think everybody on this group has put what they want to work on. I'm not sure if I saw, but if you haven't, put it in below what you're going to work on in the comments. And one of the things is after, as we round up this call this morning, what I'd love for you to put in the chat below or is, what is your resistance? Do you have resistance in you? Is there something in you that says, man, here I go again? Do you have a voice in your head that's saying things like that to you right now? I've done this before. I'm going to start out great today, but I probably won't finish. If that's you, what I'm teaching you this morning about creating measurable wins can change your life. If you stay focused on those voices in your head and they continue to take charge of you, and just to be honest with you, that isn't even you that's in your head. That's Karen, Becky, whatever that's in there. It's something that's been created, and it was created as a child. And it's a value system that was given to you. And I encourage you to step into letting go of your past limiting beliefs and values that have sabotaged you for your life. Step into something new. And here's the other thing I want to share with you this morning. Those of us that go to the gym, put gym in the chat if you've been to the gym, and you work on a muscle group. How long does it take to actually see definition? It takes a minute, doesn't it? Probably 6, 8 months before you actually see, you actually see it change. Okay. Your muscle, your brain is a muscle. And the neural pathways are seriously, the muscles of those are very strong. And to change that muscle requires effort, stepping into your conscious being and doing the action steps that I'm telling you this week. And the reason I'm so passionate about it is I know, and I know it works, but I also know that people give up super easy. And that is the problem that we have. So I want us to think about, that's why I want us to do something super small, because the more we create that positive muscle in our brain that says, yes, we can do it. Yes, we're going to follow through. Yes, I've accomplished something. Yes, I'm proud of myself. Yes, I've finished the task. Yes, I've walked all the way through this challenge. The more it craves that voice in your head starts to crave that versus this muscle over here that's super big from all the years of it giving us the garbage. Okay. And I hope that makes sense to you ladies that are on here, because I know if you can think of it like that, just know that you are exercising a muscle this week as you work on having measurable wins, keeping it simple, and following through. So I hope today that you can choose your 3 priorities. This is for you to feel empowered this week, to get out of being a hot mess feral person. For me too. We're all gonna do this together. And so today, what I'd love for you to do is go to the Facebook group. So just a little bit of outline is go to the Facebook group. I'm going to create guides each day. So after this today, I'll put it in there. And just comment at the end of today, maybe put a thing in your phone to hop in the evenings and just say, hey, this is what I accomplished today, each day this week. I think that helps you too, as well as the rest of us, to stay motivated through the week. So super important. Remembering that this is just the beginning for, well, not for some of you, but this is an extension, but it's a beginning. Today is a new beginning, and you can choose to move forward and let go of those past limiting beliefs of whatever's happened and step into the new you. And I'm just super grateful for those of you that getting back on here this week and connecting. We'll get together again on Friday morning at 7:30 and celebrate together. So hopefully everybody that's registered will be on in live on the Zoom on Friday. And just remember that this is not just a one and done thing, that I'm continuing. Coach Tereesa, remember to coachtereesa.com. We have our membership call next Tuesday, and we have a retreat coming up on the 12th through the 14th. We still have openings for that. Super empowering if you haven't been to a retreat, life changing. So if you've been battling with something in your life and you're ready to just move forward, I would definitely get signed up for the retreat. I have the stuff for that. And then we'll have our last 8-week program starting in just a couple weeks. So there's still, if you just need that extra know that that's there for you too. So I just want to remind you that you are worth it. You're amazing. And that all the steps that you've taken have gotten to you to where you are. And remember that when you look back over your life, everything happened exactly as it should to get you where you are today. So know that when you look back over in the end of the week or next year, that all the steps that you've taken are exactly the right ones. And so I want you to think about that too, because a lot of times we forget that every step is the step forward. So God bless you, ladies. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to comment all week. I want to make sure you're involved. Go ahead, Nan. Do you have something to say?
No, just thank you.
You're welcome. Was this helpful this morning, ladies?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Teresa, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Was the workbook supposed to come to our email?
Did it not?
I couldn't find it.
Okay, I will send it again today. We had a little problem. Go ahead, Nan.
No, I got it. It was in the email where you said that this morning was at 7:30.
Okay. I will send it's in the chat here too, Maria. Let me find it again. It's at the very top. Oh,
Okay. For some reason I didn't get it because I looked in my junk and everything.
okay. Let me just send it to you after here. I'll just
The only reason why I knew it was 7:30 this morning was from the Facebook group, so
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Woo!
it's okay.
We are on fire with our technology, you guys.
It's okay. It's like technology is not always on our side, right?
Oh, you know what? Here's the thing this morning, I was taking a deep breath at 6:45 because things were kind of going whoop, and I was like, "You know what? It's okay." You just pivot and everything will happen exactly as it should. So that's what happened. So I'm glad you hopped off. We'll get that over to you as soon as I'm off here. But I appreciate
Okay.
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
And you should get reminders before Friday too. So be looking
Okay.
for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Teresa, you need to know how hard it was for me to wake up this morning.
Oh,
I'm not a morning person, but I got up and took a shower just for you.
oh, thank you, Nan. You made my day. All right. God bless you all. And we'll see you on Friday.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.